Hello everyone, this is part 16 of my Hocus Pocus dollhouse videos. So to start today's video, I'm going to work on these little rocks that go around the bottom of the house. And again, the whole house is the foam board, but later I went and put a piece of cardboard to make the wall stronger. So when I put this cardboard here, I didn't put it at the bottom. This is still just the original foam layer. So that cardboard made this stick out. So there's like a little lip here. So I cut another piece of foam board, and I'm just going to push that back into this little space. And to get the rock detail, I'm just going to peel that first layer of paper off of the foam board, just like I did on the fireplace, and then I can go through and take my glue gun and just carve in those little rock details. So I'll probably just use my tacky glue, or probably the hot glue for this part, but just hot glue this right across here. And I could just do those rock details into this foam, but I don't want them to look like they're so far set back in under the house. I want them to be raised out more even with this layer here. So that's why I'm just going to put this little strip of foam board there, just to bring them out a little more even. So I'll get this hot glued on, and I'm going to have to do this all the way around the house. Alright, so here I've got that foam put on the bottom, and I've already gone around here with my glue gun and just drew on those rock shapes, and I've gone all the way around the bottom of this half. So now I've just got to go around the bottom of the other half, and so that's what I'll work on now. And part of that one's already done. It's already got some of the paint on it. So let me switch parts and you can see how that looks. Alright, so this is the front of the house, and it just needs this piece put on the front. I've already got the side done, so I'm just going to peel that paper off and then just hot glue that on. And I'd already done the side of this this piece, so it won't take a lot on the other side. Or I mean, I don't even know what I'm saying. I've already done the other side around here, so I won't have to do that one at all. This is the last piece I've got to do on this, and then I'll do the little rock details. And I actually ran out of glue sticks, so I'm gonna have to grab me a glue stick so I can glue this back on. So let me do that, and I'll come back and draw these on, and you can watch how I do that again. I got my glue stick, and now again, the rock detail is super easy. I just take, now I kind of clean this off just a little bit so there ain't no glue on it. And then I just randomly draw those rocks on there. And you can do them in a real even row. You can do them round. You can do whatever shape you want to do. And I just go on there real lightly just to make enough of an indentation. And in some places, I'll let it go way inside and make a hole in there. And just make it look like there's a deep little crevice in some spots. And then just work that in. Make it look like it's between two rocks. So I'll just keep doing this all the way around. And then the other side, like I was just saying, I've got the other side done. and I've already done one layer of the Mod Podge, but I mixed in some black paint with my Mod Podge, so that's how this is looking here. And then I'll go over this with the final color. I think it'll be easier to paint this before I paint the siding, so once I get this done, I'll just come on around with the black Mod Podge, and I'll just work on this. I don't know if I'll show the finished look yet, because I still don't think I'm going to really do the outside painting, but I just wanted to go ahead and get these rock details done so that it's that much closer to being finished. And I'm still going to put off the paint job for later, because after I get this done, I'm going to jump on back in the inside and do a few more things on the inside. So here it is real quick before I go on to the next thing. I think it looks really good, and of course it looks even better once it gets painted over here. And I can't wait to do the final paint job where I just do sort of a gray color with some dry brush over it. Painting the outside is going to be a fun project. It's going to really transform it and make it look even better. So I just wanted to show that. Now I'm going to flip it around and do some things on the inside that I've decided to change. So I'm going to recap just a little bit about these shingles. These are looking so good. But last week, I guess it was last week, I told you that I cut these strips out of cereal boxes. And I just made these as wide as a ruler. You can just lay the ruler down on the box and just keep tracing that one right after the other. So I've got all these little strips cut out, and then I've gone down through here. Here's a bunch that I've cut my little slits into. I've just gone in here and cut little slits, and I didn't measure these out or make these even. I just randomly, just eyeballed it. And then this is just how that will look. And then I've took those and I have flipped every other little square up, and you get this look. Because see the difference in a plain one compared to flipping those. When you flip them, it just gives you so much more detail. So you just want to make sure you flip every other one of these up. And like I said last week, these that are not flipped, you just want to trim those a little bit shorter. And what that does is if they do go flat again, you'll still have a little detail there. These, once I get them on here and painted, I'm going to do it with Mod Podge, so that will probably keep them from going flat. I don't think they will flatten out, because I like how that raised look is. But this is where I think I got to this last week. I think last week I done this side, and I've already got this side finished, and I've started over here. And one thing that I've learned, it's probably a lot more, it may not be quicker, but it feels quicker if you get all your strips cut out first. Because I was doing like a few strips, I'd cut a few out and then I'd get them glued on. But I think I'm just going to get them all cut out, so I don't have to go back to that step. Just have them all cut out and done. And then when I go, and I'll go ahead and flip them and get all this part done to where they're all like this, and then I can just start slapping them on there, and it'll go a lot quicker, or it'll feel quicker, because instead of going back and forth from one step to the other, I already have them all cut. Then all I have to do is just start gluing and gluing and gluing till I get them to the top. Alright, so here I've got a pile of those shingles ready to glue them on. And it's probably not enough, but I'll see how far this gets me. Alright, so what I've decided to do on the inside of the house is work some more on the ceiling, because when the more I look at this, I just feel like this is so plain up here. I've got these little boards made out of the foam board going down, but I've only got 4 of these. So I've just cut some more strips of the foam board, and I'm going to glue several more of these across here, and of course run them all the way across up through the top like this, and then get them painted to match, of course, the rest of it. So I'll glue these in because I just feel like if this was real, there'd be more than just 4 boards spaced that far apart. I just thought this is way too plain and it needs to show some more detail up here, so I'll work on this. Alright, so here is how those extra boards look at the top. I just feel like that looks better than having them so far apart, which you can see the old ones are the ones that are painted. So now I just got to paint these, and I don't think it would really hurt to actually go and put some in between these. And I need some lines going across this away to make this look like boards instead of just like one solid board. Like this looks more like, I guess, plywood, and of course they wouldn't have had plywood back then. So I need to make this look like boards, even if I just take a Sharpie marker and draw some lines across here. But I'll probably do that, and then of course paint these. So this, I think, is looking much better, and it also gave me a place over here to have that little chain to hang from, because before it was just going through this plywood. So it looks better hanging from that little beam. And I think I do need to go in there, like I just said, and put some marks across here just to make this look like boards instead of just like a flat surface like it is. So there's how that's turning out. And then out here is where I've done this half of the shingles. I think this is looking really cool. I just can't wait to get this painted. So I'm going to finish the shingles on the other side, and once this is done I'll get to paint it, and then that's when I'll get to paint this outside half of the house. And those little rocks that we did today, I'll paint those. And once that's done, the last thing for the outside, I believe, is making the little porch, and that won't take long either. Hopefully I'll work on that next week. And I guess this week's video is going to be a little short. I just got kind of busy this week and almost didn't really get to film any of this. So hopefully next week I'll have more time to want to work on it.